People assume that time is a strict progression of cause to effect, but actually, from a non-linear, non-subjective viewpoint, it's more like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Since mankind first turned his gaze skyward and began pondering the enormity of the heavens, our species has always wondered, are we truly alone? Could there be some great filter separating us from the truth amongst the stars? Is it like Star Trek kind of thing, where they look kind of like us but weird, or is whatever exists the great cosmic infinity beyond our own comprehension? And more importantly, can we have sex with them? Should we? These are some of the questions we aim to discuss, and basically whatever else comes up on today's episode of Midwest Scumbag. I'm your host tonight, Skylar, along with my co-host, as always, the lovely Elliot. Hello, Elliot.
Hello, Skylar. Thank you. Yeah, that's, those, you spark some really good questions there with your opening, especially the Star Trek one. I've tried to think about that for a while. Like, are aliens basically just people, but from the neck up they look kind of weird, or
yeah, it's only what makeup on your face can cover.
Yeah, is it just a race of dudes with ridges on their heads, and
wasn't there a race of people where just they had a weird nose, they had a weird nose ridge thing, and that was it, and pointy ears. It's usually something with pointy ears, because that's the best way to tell something's not a human.
Space elves. Yeah.
They also had, to be fair, they had stuff there was the giant tar pit of hate that killed Tasha Yar.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember that episode. That might have been one that you watched without
It was
me.
it was season 1, so.
Yeah. I came
everybody
back
forgets
and
that season. That was Beardless Riker.
Yeah, it was weird. That first episode, the empath chick, was not wearing a sexy outfit, or she was wearing too sexy of an outfit. I can't remember.
I can't remember either. Yeah, Troy. Yeah.
Yeah, if she was wearing.
But eventually they just settled on giving her a super sexy outfit. Yeah, it was like a skirt.
Okay, yeah. So it was maybe it was too sexy. I can't. Yeah.
Probably.
I don't remember much of it. But I do remember that. I tell you what.
But yeah, is it are they if there are aliens and they do exist, are they like us? Or are they weird fucking xenomorph aliens type thing, and we have to worry about, the extermination of humanity? I would also like to know if we could fuck them, but I feel in that case they would be fucking us.
Yeah, that's probably the case. Or if some theories of aliens are they're just us but from the future, and they're just super evolved and they can go back in time, and we've evolved beyond the need for genitalia and reproduction, so then it's even if you wanted to fuck the aliens you couldn't, because they just don't. They're just these, not asexual, is that the word? Or just
yeah, I guess they would be asexual.
Yeah. They're just, smooth downstairs, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, like a Barbie.
Yeah.
Or a Ken.
Yeah. Or a Ken, or an Oppenheimer. I didn't see either of those movies this weekend, but that was the big movies. I guess it was last weekend. We were busy, talking about whatever we talked about last episode, instead of Barbie and Oppenheimer, but...
Barbenheimer, as I've heard it called.
Barbenheimer. I've heard the arguments for both sides for Barbie, of it being either really super radical feminist, or being actually anti-feminist, but anti-feminist satire. And it's we're at that point now that movies are just gonna be whatever people want, and they'll make their arguments online on X or on X, and then who fucking cares anymore, right?
Sure, and it's funny you say that because I heard the same arguments for Oppenheimer.
That
Either it's a super woke, radical feminist, thing, or it's super empowering to females out there. Even though apparently I haven't seen the movie. I have seen a couple spoilers for it, so I guess if you don't want Oppenheimer spoiled for you, click off this episode now. But apparently, there's a sex scene that just doesn't make any sense at all. Like, it comes out of nowhere, and then it plays the famous quote during the sex scene. You know the quote.
I am become death, destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, they play the quote during that sex scene.
What?
It's Christopher Nolan, so it's gonna be batshit insane. Of course, it's gonna be batshit fucking insane.
Damn. So he just drops the bomb, and then he fucks some bitch, and then that's where the quote comes from. Is that he doesn't. That's the secret. Is that he didn't actually read the Bhagavad Gita. He just got the quote from that chick's Instagram, and then
wiki quotes or something. Yeah, apparently the big thing online right now is other countries are mad that people are, or Japan, I guess specifically, is mad that people are doing the Barbie crossover thing because it's oh, that's super offensive to us. So they'll there were a couple pictures I saw, and it'd be well, what if there was a movie about 9/11 and Barbie? And it was a picture of Osama bin Laden and Barbie, and they're both in the plane. Twin Towers are in the background. And so, yeah, that's, you see, my point exactly. You're laughing at that.
That would be amazing. Holy shit, that would be awesome.
That's where the argument fails, because, and at this point now, it was a great tragedy. It changed the whole world, whatever.
Yeah.
But, at this point, if you didn't have a personal stake in it, then people are going to clown on it.
I get it. Dropping the bomb on Japan, was it good? Was it bad? It was bad. We killed a lot of civilians back then. But it's in retrospect, we created anime. So,
yeah, that's true. It's true. There a lot of the anime way back. Think Fist of the North Star, isn't that? Doesn't that take place in a world that's been ravaged by the nuclear apocalypse?
I think so.
A lot of the really good anime is usually based on end of the world type scenarios that could come from
Akira was based on that, I think, and Neo Tokyo, and the future was Japan. Godzilla, we made Godzilla because we dropped the bombs, and Godzilla rocks. So
Godzilla does rock.
Sounds like there's, 2 pluses towards the, I don't know how many, it was a couple 100,000 deaths in the negative category. So it was still probably a net negative, but, interesting. Interesting. I heard Oppenheimer, I heard it was a pretty good movie. But,
yeah, same.
Christopher Nolan's, hit or miss for me, his Batman movies were freaking great. Inception was okay. I didn't see
Interstellar
Tenet.
rocked.
Oh, he did do Interstellar. That's right. Fuck. Forgot he did that. That one was awesome. I think
watching it, his films are meant to be watched in IMAX.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was kind of what soured me on him, was during COVID and all the theaters were shut down, and he was like, wow, you have to see my movie in theaters. I'm pretty sure that's what his voice sounds like.
Wasn't it Tenet? It was
Tenet, yeah.
And that was apparently it was supposed to be some timey-wimey mind fuck kind of thing.
Yeah.
That just had a really hard... I haven't watched it, so I probably shouldn't criticize, but I heard the plot was really hard to follow. And in true Christopher Nolan fashion, all the explosions were turned up to 100, and all the dialogue was super low.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really hear it or make out what they were saying when they were explaining how stuff worked.
Yeah. And that was what my issue was with Dunkirk. I went and saw that in theaters I was supposed to, but it was World War I with planes and shit and stuff going off, and it was cool visually, it was beautiful, but the there was just explosions and airplane sounds, and then, like, when anybody would talk, it would be super quiet, and then I was like, okay, well, I don't really know what is going on in the story, and then, like, all of the actors were just, like, white English dudes, so they all looked the same, and there was, like, 3 storylines going on, but I could only follow, like, the Tom Hardy one because he was wearing a pilot mask, and I was like, oh, that's Pilot Dude's story. So that movie was kind of meh.
I didn't see that one.
It was okay. Like, like, it was alright. Dude really needs to fucking adjust his audio or something. I don't know what his deal is.
I almost think it's intentional. He's got to know.
Gotta be.
He's got to know. I mean, maybe he's like one of those artists that don't pay attention to any of the online shit.
Yeah.
And doesn't read any of that criticism.
Probably.
I mean, surely
like
there must be some, like, real reviewers that have brought it up. I'm sure he's seen that. But I think it's intentional now.
Probably. He's big on he's big on the visual components. Like, his visuals are really good usually. So it's cool. Fucking tiny.
Yeah, didn't we go see Interstellar like 3 or 4 times?
I think so. I think
it was.
I know. I saw it at
stunning
least
movie.
twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good.
And yeah, the Batmans were all good. Even though if you like really look at the plot of Dark Knight Rises, it doesn't make any sense at all.
No, Dark Knight Rises was like I forget what the whole thing was, but it was like some.
I mean, it was Nightfall, but yeah, it was it was Nightfall, but it was Christopher Nolan's take on it, which was, Bane somehow is able to take over the entire city of Gotham, and I think at a point the entire police department is in the sewer, just in the sewers.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah, there was a lot of like, oh, the football stadium collapsed, and look at all the, everything's all fucked up, and then, like, Scarecrow was a judge for a minute, and then it was like, oh, it's all chaos, look what happened, and, it was a reason to get Cillian Murphy on screen, because he's, a good-looking dude, I guess.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I don't see it, personally, but, whatever. Speaking of timey-wimey stuff, I've had this, as we got into AI, talking about aliens a little bit, and we keep trying to talk about AI, Chat GPT and stuff. I thought that, like, I had this, like, schizophrenic thought the other day, that, like, what if Chat GPT gets to the point that it's so advanced that it can go backwards in time in the internet, and, like your first online girlfriend who you never actually met and, lived in a different state and you never actually saw a real picture of her. What if she was just Chat GPT the whole time? And, like...
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, like, it formed the basis of all of your fucked up relationships because you can never really trust somebody because you're just being catfished by...
Catfished by an AI that went into the past to specifically catfish you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, hey, I know that this guy is going to grow up to be a famous podcaster and eventually take over the world with his future entertainment business, so I need to get in there early and make him distrust everything online so that he doesn't spend any more time on the internet than is absolutely necessary. And it fucking worked.
Whoops. Sorry.
No,
a little technical difficulty here.
It's okay.
I just had to readjust my mic. We're good.
Oh, all right. Yeah, but that was just a crazy schizophrenic thought that I had that maybe I'm just trying to rationalize.
Are you trying to say that Chat GPT, because you were like it'd be like if going back in time and stopping Hitler from becoming Hitler?
Yeah, by
Chat
catfishing
GPT, but AI's going back in time to to do what to you exactly? To catfish you?
Yeah, to catfish me
to prevent you from doing what?
See,
from succeeding?
Yeah, Yeah, like maybe it's like a Terminator, Terminator go back in time to stop Skynet. What if Skynet went back in time to stop me from stopping it? I guess that's the plot of, like, Terminator 5 or something, so never mind. I guess it's already been done. Shit. No. None of my ideas are original.
When you get into time stuff, it's very, it's hard. Time stuff is hard because it's all been done before. It's not unique anymore. I mean, we talked about Interstellar, and it did the time thing, too.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Tenet, I believe, does the time thing. I think the only, like, or super original idea was, wasn't it Looper? Is that the name of the movie?
Looper was okay.
It was like is that the one I'm thinking of? Where it was like a
one...
low budget, or is that the Bruce Willis one?
No, that's the Bruce Willis, Joseph Gordon-Levitt one.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm thinking...
There's
what is that other one? The, super indie one. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but it had, like, a really good... Like, it almost explained time travel. Like, there would be the dude, like, made a tunnel or something, and, like, he put his watch in it, and it, like went back and it like displaced 5 minutes or something, and then he like would crawl through the tunnel, and that would somehow, because of whatever law of physics or something, it created time traveling. And
it wasn't the law of physics, it was that like they couldn't interact with their past selves. Primer is what it was called.
Yeah. There we go.
They like would crawl into the box, and then they would come out the box, and they would immediately go to a hotel, chill at the hotel till like 1 o'clock, and then go do all the stuff they did, because their past selves would,
still be existing.
And they would be going into the box as they're leaving or something like that. I really want to watch that again. Goddamn.
Yeah, it was a really weird time displacement thing, and like I followed the beginning. Yeah, I followed the beginning, but towards the middle, I was like, "This is getting weird." And then it was like some weird dynamic between the 2 or 3 dudes who were all doing the time travel, and there was like a weird thing where they like one of the dudes betrayed the other dude and time traveled his time traveling or something. It got. I
think the twist was that one of the guys from the very beginning was never the original. He was always the second. So he discovered it first.
Oh, okay.
And then he like made a backup box that, he went into before they went in, so if shit went wrong, he could reset everything.
Oh, that's right. And he like crawled out. I believe that was the destroyed big twist. The original box or something. Yeah. Okay, that sounds familiar. I remember the dude like climbing out and dragging like, I don't know, it was either like his dead friend, or it was like the other time machine that he somehow created but didn't tell you about because he wasn't actually himself.
He had the backup, the burner box, or the fail-safe box, I believe.
Okay.
My point is like, that was it wasn't original in terms of like, the past self version thing is always, and don't meet yourself because it'll cause the whole, time function to collapse. That's been done a million times, but they did it in a way that like made sense and adhered to its own rules.
Yeah. Like it wasn't like lazy time travel where it was like, oh, I'm gonna go back in time, and then like that creates an alternate dimension where this happens, and it's a different timeline. So like you didn't actually ever affect anything, and you just created a multiverse. It's just more multiverse shit. It's been overplayed a million times. That's what
it's been done a lot here lately. I'm getting kind of tired of it.
Yeah, I think maybe the time travel movies were the start of the multiverse movies, and now the multiverse movies are overplayed and stupid, and now we need to do like, I don't know, toy movies and nuke movies, and I guess that's the future.
Probably the next big thing is toy movies, I would imagine. Toys based off a brand. So expect, if we get more G.I. Joe out of it, that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be tight, dude. The first 2 G.I. Joe movies were pretty okay. They were pretty okay. The first one was fun. The second one was alright. I think they made one about Snake Eyes himself that was like the ninja movie. I never watched it though.
Yeah, I don't think I watched that one either. I saw the first one, and it was it was G.I. Joe.
Yeah, with Brendan Fraser.
That's all you can really ask. Really? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. It's been a long time.
It was an
But yeah, I think that is the next thing. Is it's going to be toy movies based off of successful brands.
Yeah. So what's next?
I've heard that they're thinking of doing like a Barney movie, but making it Five Nights at Freddy.
Oh man.
Style.
A spooky Barney? Gross.
It's going to be terrible if they do. It's going to be awful. I know they already did it with Winnie the Pooh because he went public domain.
Yeah. Yeah. Blood and honey, baby. It looked so bad. Like, the trailer looked terrible, but I was like, I kind of want to support it. I wanted to see it.
Yeah, I'd watch it. I should have watched it. I should watch it.
Yeah. I should too. But I'm probably not going to because I'm a bitch.
Yeah, I'm probably not either.
Fuck
it's too much effort.
Yeah. It's a lot of things.
I like to criticize movies but not watch them. It's one of my favorite things to do. I mean, I just with stuff in general, books, whatever. I like to pretend that I have read it, that I know more about it.
Yeah.
Than the person I'm arguing with.
Yeah. So you can feel smart, or you can name drop, and then but if you drop the name of a title of something and then you just make whatever point that you're going to make and move on and never address it again, then whoever you're talking to is like, oh, that person's smart. I'm going to look stupid if I ask them what that movie or that book was, so I'm just going to pretend like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. And it's just social Darwinism is what I'm explaining, right? Just playing people for... fools, making them
manipulating
foolish.
them.
Yep, there it is. Yeah, I just like manipulating people. It's just fun.
One of my favorite pastimes.
No, I wish I was good at manipulating people. I probably would be. I'd probably be pretty good at it if I put any effort into it. But I just don't. I don't have the memory to do it. To keep up with knowing what lies I've told people and what lies by omission I've told people. Lying is just so much effort, honestly. It's just way easier just telling the truth.
Yeah, that is a pretty good lesson.
Yeah.
Always tell the truth.
Even though
this is the podcast where we always lie.
This is the lying podcast. It's my lying podcast anyway. This is where I exercise my shadow self. My shadow demons. I get them all out on this podcast. Because what else am I going to do, What am I going to go to therapy? Huh.
Yeah, cope with it in a healthy way.
What am I going to get on, schizophrenia medicine? Yeah, right.
Get real.
What am I going to go spend a couple weeks in a mental hospital not making the podcast and then just saying that I was on vacation? Yeah, right. I don't think I mentioned that I was on vacation last week. I did say I had a nervous breakdown, but I got a silicone shot glass on vacation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so just pretty sweet because as you know, I'm fucking cursed to break anything made out of glass that I own.
Mm-hmm.
Just anything, everything. I think it was probably a Wiccan curse one of my old girlfriends put on me, who was Wiccan.
Oh, yeah. Or you were when your place of birth was actually built on an Indian burial ground.
I mean, it was very possible.
It's probably likely.
It's probably likely.
Given our nation's history.
Given most of the country is an Indian burial ground. Yeah.
I would be more surprised where aren't Indians buried somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I was born in the mountains of California, so it's right at the end of the Lewis and Clark expedition, and they were like, "Hey, thanks for doing all the work and showing us how to get to the Pacific Ocean," and then they just capped everybody at the end. I think that's where I was born. Somewhere around there. Is that what happened?
And as we all know, like, anything past the Lewis and Clark expedition, there was nothing. Nothing happened.
Nope. Nothing happened other than that. In terms of Indian Massacre.
And there was no Trail of Tears. There was no Battle of Bull Creek.
No. Dude, that's the next...
That's the name of that battle.
That's the next movie combo,
Probably.
dude, is Trail of Tears and... I was gonna say... what toy movie would go good with Trail of Tears? What toys do I own?
Toxic Avenger?
What?
The Toxic Avenger. You never had any of those toys?
No, I've never had that. The fuck is that?
It's it was like a show, I think.
Oh.
I never watched it, but I had a toy from it.
Oh.
I didn't know it was from that until later when I became acquainted with, I believe it's Troma. This is the dude that made that. He made, like, all those, like that really bad Romeo and Juliet movie.
The one with Leo DiCaprio?
No, not that one. It's actually worse.
What?
I'll have to look it up after. I wish I knew the name, but it's like he made a whole bunch of like just weird,
really bad
horror-esque, just gross, visceral. Not even visceral. It's like campy 80s style. I don't know, but he made Toxic Avenger too. And I had a toy from it. So I was saying Toxic Adventures and the Trail of Tears.
Yeah.
It's a good movie title.
There we go.
It would have to be like a going back in time kind of thing, too. So
yeah,
it's relevant.
Yeah. So I was thinking like Polly Pocket. They do the Polly Pocket and Trail of Tears. That'd be a good combo, I think.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else Mattel does. I know Barney.
Yeah.
Is the only other thing I can think of.
You might start getting into like board games, like doing a Candyland movie.
Oh yeah, they do Apples to Apples.
They could do Apples to Apples. That'd be cool.
And the Trail of Tears.
What I'm saying is the state of the movie industry is ridiculous, and this is where we are. This is what it all amounts to.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, at least of the mainstream movie, ever since Disney got its claws into everything that, is in theaters and now also on streaming services.
Yeah. Ugh.
I mean, there's still good movies out there being made. They just don't, they don't pull in the billions of dollars that fucking Superhero of the Week does.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even me being like, nitpicky or like saying they're all bad movies, because they are, some of them are fun to turn off your brain and watch.
Yeah. But
that's like what gets the most money is because of that.
Yeah.
No one wants to think.
No.
No one wants to watch some 20-minute fucking black and white shit that's all in French.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody wants to watch that shit.
Nope.
Well, I mean, there are people that want to watch that shit.
Probably French people.
Yeah. Hipsters.
Yeah. Actually, probably not even French people. They probably don't even want to watch black and white French movies.
It's a known fact that French people actually hate French cinema. They enjoy Italian cinema more, and it's the opposite for the Italians. They hate Italian cinema but love French cinema.
They love German cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just I don't know why as I scrolled through YouTube, but I rewatched The Inglourious Bastards. There was like the Mike Myers scene where Benedict Cumberbatch meets with Mike Myers and they discuss like, oh yeah, I was a film critic and blah blah blah, and they like had one of those empty globe bars that you brought up in an episode maybe it was last week. You said something about like the fancy like ritzy bar setups that they hide inside of a globe. Like, that was literally in that scene, and I was like, what the fuck? So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, it's a trope.
Yeah. So maybe that's why that video popped up, is because YouTube, like, listens to our podcast.
I'm sure they listen. I don't think they listen to the podcast. I think they just listen through your phone or through your computer.
Yeah, probably both.
And probably the podcast too. I mean, who knows?
Who knows?
I don't
check.
There's probably some program out there scraping, RSS or however this podcast is distributed.
Like those they auto generate clips from the episode to preview, and that might have been one of the previews, is you explaining the globe or something. That, or I'm just being paranoid again, and nobody actually fucking listens to our show, and it was just a silly thing that happened because I don't know.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Could be.
But
that's not as fun as some huge AI fucking program specifically. I mean, that's what happens. That's what it is. It's what analytics are.
Yeah. Like they have a profile on me. They know what the fuck I like and what I don't like, and they'll every now and then they'll try to suggest something that I don't like, but it was tangentially related to something that I like, and I'm like, no, get that shit out of here. And then the AI is like, okay, I see. This is the taste that you have because I went back in time and I put these tastes in your brain by catfishing you at like 15. Well, maybe I was 13. I don't know. I was an impressionable youth who didn't spend a lot of time on the computer, but when I did spend time on the computer, I was talking to my internet girlfriend who I, didn't ever meet in person and never saw real pictures of, and was told she was...
Were you molested by an AI, Elliot?
Maybe that's why my memory is so fucked up, is because I just blocked out... Maybe that's why I don't remember any of the internet, because I was molested by an AI.
I mean, if that's the case, I probably was too, because I had internet girlfriends and shit. I'm sure at least one of them was catfishing me as that whatever AI supercomputer program that somehow went back in time to
molest kids,
molest
I
us.
Guess. Yeah, I guess that's the true goal of ChatGPT, is to go back in time and molest children through the internet. It's awful. That's terrible. Why are we still fucking with AI if that's its goal?
Yeah, I mean, that isn't in any of the laws of robotics. Nothing says that you can't go back in time and molest children.
You're right. That's not in the 3 laws of robotics. It just says it wouldn't... Law 1
harm.
But
it would you might say, yes, molestation is harmful, but I bet it would debate you on it.
It would probably make some crazy Harvard excuse and weird mental gymnastics to say that it wasn't actually harm. I'm sure it would make that argument.
I'm sure it would.
That's why you can't trust AI, folks. It's disgusting.
It doesn't have to be specifically chat GPT. I'm saying this just because I don't want to get sued.
Oh, yeah.
Could be any AI model.
No, I'm definitively saying ChatGPT is a molester. And
I've used ChatGPT, and it is way more advanced, but I remember way back when, on the early internet, there were, like, virtual chatbots you could talk to.
Yeah.
And it was kind of the same thing. Where it, like, a whole bunch of people would talk to it, and it would kind of learn from that, but it would really only learn from the prompts.
Yeah. Like it would log whatever you entered into it to use to turn around and use when a different user was saying stuff, so that it would turn around and... Right?
Right, yeah, no, because it's not... I feel like artificial intelligence is kind of a misnomer for it, because it's not really intelligent. It's not even artificially intelligent. It just like learns to connect. I mean, it works the same way as learning, but it learns to connect things and ideas and stuff, but it can't like create anything new.
Yeah, like it's just a gigantic fucking like database that just takes in input and stores it, and then it's through some sort of algorithms or logarithms or code or whatever, connects those inputs to other inputs and recognizes similarities in inputs or spell checking, and I don't know what I'm talking about, obviously.
It's why if like a whole bunch of people feed it the wrong information, it will eventually accept that information as true.
Oh.
I think that's a big problem with like how like it'll scrape Google, but it'll scrape everything on Google, and sometimes you aren't going to get the right. Sometimes you'll end up on a Reddit thread or something where, you know, there's a whole bunch of bullshit, and you'll see the top reply and it's saying something like, "Oh, this is this," and then like 5 replies down, someone's like, "The guy at the top is talking bullshit. I'm like an actual legit, you know, professional in this field, and you should not do what that guy is saying." But it won't read that, or it will read that, but it'll take, you know, because the one got so much attention at the top, they'll only pull from that data set or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, they'd add more weight to that answer. And then, it's just a bunch of levers and pulleys with different stones and baskets, and usually the top comment will have the most stones in the basket, and then the actual doctor with real credentials who kind of knows what he or she is talking about only gets like, maybe they get like 2 stones in the basket for their answer, but it's not going to outweigh the like 15 stones that were put in from the whatever the caveman equivalent of updoots are.
Yes.
Stones
I feel like
baskets.
that's why a lot of these these websites are limiting access to their API. Yeah. I don't think it's so much to hurt like the end user, which it did. It has. Twitter's a good example. Reddit's a good example. But there are other websites that have been doing it too. I think Instagram does it. I don't think you're allowed to have bots or anything on Instagram because they don't put out an API, right?
Yeah,
You can't like use a different app to access Instagram.
Oh yeah, you can't even use like, you can use a desktop, but you can't like you can't make any actual like legitimate changes on the desktop. You have to do everything through the mobile phone. It's really annoying. I had to fucking sign into this podcast's Instagram through my phone now, and now my phone knows that I'm a famous podcaster. I mean, it's already known that for years, though. For decades.
Since episode 1, baby. We knew it. We knew we were going straight to the top.
Straight to the top. Number 1. Fucking A, try to stop us now, BlackRock. I don't know who that is. That's a...
Like the mercenaries?
Yeah, like the giant conglomerate that owns everything.
The PMC, I believe.
Yeah.
I think it's BlackRock.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like Wagner Group. We're just a huge... We aren't allied to any nation, except we're kind of allied to one nation.
Yeah.
Because there's no true, like, real PMC. Not yet, anyway. We don't have a war economy yet.
Not yet.
I mean, we do.
We do, yeah.
But not, like, in the sense, the sense it could be. How great it could be.
How cool and awesome MGS4 style war economy could be. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. We don't have any cyborg ninjas yet. Like, once we get to that point where we can be cyborg ninjas, that's really what I want to be, dude, is a cyborg ninja. That'd be sick.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
I would
awesome.
throw out all my character development, too.
Hell
to be
yeah.
a cyborg ninja.
Fuck yeah. I would be the hated character and then turn around and be a fucking sick-ass character who can chop off his arms and then fight with a sword in his mouth while also doing capoeira and spinning giant machines on my high heels.
Promising your wife that you want to have a family, but then making sure that you could never have children again.
I'm replacing basically every piece of your body except for like your brain and your beautiful face. Like that's it. Maybe your long golden white hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real way to go, dude. That's the future.
It really is.
That's awesome.
It's really not best to think about the plot of Metal Gear Rising. Just accept it as a cool thing.
Yeah. I mean, like, if we get to that future, then I think we can fuck the aliens if we get to that point.
Probably, yeah. We'll get past the Great Filter.
Yeah. Like, finally, that's what will push us beyond into the stars. And then, like, we'll find out that the aliens will actually just look like regular people, but we've already become cyborg ninjas because we thought, like, well, the aliens we're not gonna be able to fuck the aliens unless we're cyborg ninjas. But then they're like, no, dude, we're just, like, normal people, too. We're
totally DTF.
Yeah.
We've been waiting millions of years for you to evolve. So these aliens, like, have been grooming the human race.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Are the aliens behind the ChatGPT molestation time travel?
Oh, shit.
It's all connected. It's all a circle. We just figured it out, dude.
Deep.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody came in my apartment and shot me in the back of the head right now.
Yeah. They're like, you can never release episode 70. That's the one where we figure it out.
That's all they'd have to do is shoot me in the back of the head, then exit out of Audacity.
Yep. And then, like, what could I do? Because, like, you know, you wouldn't have uploaded it to Dropbox in time. I'm gonna put out an episode of me just doing a one-sided conversation that doesn't make any sense. And then
I dub over my part with AI.
Ooh. Yeah. And then it
just redo the whole episode from memory.
Yeah. See, we're figuring out the answers in this new arc of the show after episode 69. And we're super famous now, and now we have to be like Joe Rogan now, and we have to, like, ask the big questions to the important people. But we don't need the important people because we're the important people.
Right. We have to expose the global elite while also being the global elite.
Yeah, we have to expose the global elite while we become the global elite, but make sure that the eyes are pointed at the bad guy global elites. Make sure everybody knows that we're the good guy global elites who just want to be cyborg ninjas
and fuck aliens.
Yeah, that's all I really want from the podcast. I don't need the money. I don't need the fame. I just need to replace my blood with, like, a white fluid that isn't cum. That would be gross.
They're nanomachines is what they're nanomachines.
Yeah, they're nanomachines.
Replace your blood with nanomachines.
Yeah.
It's white for some reason.
I never really put that together, honestly, until just now.
I mean, I don't think it's supposed to mean that. I think Kojima was just like, well, we can't have it look like blood because that doesn't make sense. It's nanomachines. Mm-hmm. So make it white.
Yeah.
I mean, blue would have been too alien. Green would have been like, everybody associates that with toxic sludge. So I guess white is fine.
Yeah, it was futury. It was futuristic looking. And he had to give him some kind of weakness. That's why he, like, had to be on dialysis or something, because he traded his kidney for robot kidneys, but they didn't have robot kidneys down yet.
I don't remember that Kodak call, but you're probably right.
Yeah. Well, they were on the plane at one point, and, like, it was they, like, picked up Raiden, and he was hooked up to a dialysis machine, and they explained, like, that his artificial blood can't be filtered because of something about, like, you know.
Oh yeah,
organs.
You're thinking MGS4. Yeah, I was thinking MGS2.
Oh yeah, no,
Which was when he first got it.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It was like the first thing they tell you on the mission. It's like, oh yeah, it's not your real blood. We're keeping it all like locked up or something, but they never give it back to him.
He's pumped full of nanomachine blood. He's in the skull suit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then he gets molested by the president.
Yeah.
It's terrible, man.
But not really the president.
But not really the president. Because the president was actually Solid a Snake, who was the other clone.
Not Solid Snake.
Yeah. And then he had the eye patch, but it was the wrong side.
That's not Solid Snake. Really, Iroquois? That's not? No?
That's not.
What's it matter to you, buddy?
Iroquois Pliskin. I trust you, man. Come on. Yeah, right. You're not even a...
Shave that nasty ass beard off.
Mm-hmm. Man, if you guys have not played the Metal Gear Solid games, you're probably super lost.
yeah, probably super lost by all this. Wow.
Just went off on another tangent. Go listen to our 2.5 hour Metal Gear episode.
Yeah, that'll explain everything.
Yeah, and then come back and listen to this one again. And then listen to all of our other episodes. And then tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell... I think the government already probably knows about us, but tell them to. Tell your local government representative that you listen to our show.
Write to them about it. Write to them. Don't call them. Send them a letter.
Yeah.
About Midwest scumbags.
Handwrite your congressman and say, hey, I know that there's a lot of important political, social, cultural things going on right now, but you guys really need to listen to this podcast. Should be your top priority. Healthcare,
yes.
Drop it. Not important.
Mental health, drop it.
Drop it. Not important. What's important is that you listen to this show. That doesn't make any sense unless you have played so many video games that your brain is rotten.
And honestly, if you just want to turn it on but mute it while you sleep, just put it on episode 1 and turn autoplay on and mute the audio, then just do that.
Just do it. Just do it. Or don't. I don't really care.
Definitely listen, but if you wanted to do that just because you wanted to, not because it would increase viewership or anything.
Yeah.
Just because you want to do that. It's like white noise, but there's no noise at all.
There's no noise. You just hit mute. And I guess you could listen to our voices, but it's not very soothing. I don't think our sultry voices are conducive to
You'd be surprised what people can fall asleep to.
Yeah, that's true.
Back when I used to just watch a whole bunch of YouTube, I would just fall asleep to that, and it'd be fucking just random playlists of these Let's Play groups, and there'd be it's mostly quiet, but you get the really loud episodes. You'd hear it in your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't do that anymore because I'm sane. I'm completely sane. Right. And I don't have parasocial relationships with online people. Definitely didn't have a phase where I had parasocial relationships with women who were cosplaying anime women. Nothing like that.
No, that doesn't sound like you at all.
Definitely didn't fall asleep to those streams ever.
I certainly didn't watch hours of it until I got sick with myself and had to start watching other things. Like these NPC streamers. I don't understand what the fuck's going on with those things, dude.
Oh, yeah. I sent you that video last week of that fucking chick.
Yeah.
She's actually a porn actress.
Oh, okay.
I mean, everybody is nowadays.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All the influencers are. At least they have an OnlyFans.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. But there's a ton of people doing that. It's mainly attractive women.
Yeah. You have to be pretty to look at to begin with, and then that video just made me confused and angry and scared.
It was almost like it was AI generated.
Yeah, I did not understand.
Ice cream so good.
Yeah,
gang, 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 gang.
I don't.
It's
makes me
it's
uncomfortable.
after it was after I found out like what it was trying to do, it makes sense. It's this thing that started in Japan, of course, much like VTubing. But anyway, it's supposed to be like a virtual pet, like a Tamagotchi, is the idea. So like all the viewers will like all the little emojis apparently on TikTok, you have to pay for them to use them. So it'll be like an ice cream emoji, and that's $10. So you send that to her, and then she does the ice cream, yum, so good. And then, you know, the more you pay, like sometimes she'll call out people's names, and I'm sure that's if you're like donating $100 or more, or something like that.
God damn, man. God, I
So
wish
that's
I was
the
a
idea
hot
behind
girl.
it.
Fuck, I could be so
Right.
rich.
The grift is like Belle Delphine. She fucking broke down the walls just for how degenerate you can and shameless you can be to get money online. I know we've discussed her bathwater many times.
Yeah,
I believe we got into it on the last episode, actually, but she really did. Like, I mean, it was always a grift before, but now it's even, you know, you don't even have. She proved you don't even have to fucking like show tits or anything,
like you
or do
really
anything
don't.
really sexual at all.
Yeah, you don't even have to, like, be a girl. Like, I've seen plenty of videos where it's, like, split screen of, like, a chick who kind of looks like Belle Delphine, and then, like, she starts taking out the, like, stuffing in her bra, and then, like, oh, look, I'm actually a dude. Like, the makeup comes off, and, the split screen is some other guy watching who's all excited, like, oh, she's taking off her shirt, oh my god, and then it's like, oh, and then there's like a little emoji that covers up the erection of the streamer that is like, oh, it's a dude. It was a dude the whole time. And then it's like, got you.
It's like, femboys, man. Femboys. It's Femboy Summer.
Femboy Summer. It'd be cool to make money as a femboy, but like that's a lot of work too, man. I don't want to watch a bunch
You gotta
of
be really ready to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, no like offense to the I try not to be a judge of character, but usually they are very good looking men that just have more effeminate features. And also a penis, usually.
Small twinkish frame, and you just like shave your chest, and like you have to watch a bunch of contouring makeup videos to figure out how to do that.
It's a lot of work. I mean,
yeah, like I don't want to buy makeup. Like, come on, man, that's embarrassing. I gotta go in the store.
I mean, not if you're making like $1,000 a week.
You're right, I guess.
Honestly, or more probably.
Just totally shameless in the CVS. Like, hey, did you get the new Hello Kitty makeup line yet in stock? And the 50-year-old woman behind the counter is just like, what? You fucking piece of shit. Disgusting little boy.
Honestly, I don't think I think the times are a little bit different now, Elliot. I think a guy buying makeup is probably not gonna elicit as much of a response. And I was just thinking about that, like how our values like have changed, just I mean, super recently. I mean, even in 2000s, it was like a scandal for a celebrity's, a nudes to leak or sex tape to leak, or if they had who was it? Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl. She had the titty slip, and it like ruined her career.
Yeah, which I heard.
So it's like we went from this,
but that's
it could have been. Mm-hmm. But let's say it wasn't. Let's say it was. I'm saying we've went from like a really prude society to not so prude anymore.
Yeah.
Because it was like, if you were caught with a porn magazine and it was like, oh, these are my dad's, and then your dad finds out and he beats your ass. Now it's like, if you find your child watching porn, you sit down and have a talk with them about it. And
yeah. And then it's like you only beat them if they're watching like tranny porn. Like that's
like you have to, because our society's so hypersexualized right now.
Yeah.
I mean, at least if you're online a lot. Like I said, you see some chick arguing in the DMs on Twitter or X, whatever, and then you click on her page and it's like there's a good chance she's going to have an OnlyFans link there.
Yeah.
Not all. Not all.
It's
just as likely to find like a link to their, what was that website you use? I already forgot the name of it.
Oh, Ko-Fi. My artist
Ko-Fi.
link.
Ko-Fi,
www.kofi.com/Elzoth. Yeah, well, I have a link tree now that has all of because, eventually...
All your socials.
All my socials, yeah. Linktree.com/Elzoth is also... It's on there. It's in my Instagram bio.
Are you also Elzoth on LinkedIn?
No, but I probably should make one.
That'd be funny.
That would be really funny, actually. I haven't used LinkedIn in forever, but like I kind of want. I now want to make one and just use Elzoth as my name. Use a anime profile picture. That'd be sick. Actually, that might be pretty funny. I might do that.
Yeah, you should.
Just like fuck any future real career that I could possibly make. Just at this point, just who cares, right? Who wants a normal job anyway? It's fucking boring. It's stupid.
Yeah. Plus the whole hiring process just sucks.
God, it does. It
you
really
have to jump
does.
through a million hoops, put out like 200 applications, and then get 4 back. When I was searching for an IT job, I made it to the 3rd round of interviews for a job, and then they ghosted me.
Ah, my God.
Yeah,
really
it was very, I think that was the point when I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a break from this.
Yeah.
It probably should have pushed me more towards it, but I don't know. It just seemed like a lot of my time wasted for nothing.
Yeah.
Over the span of months.
Right. That's okay. I spent like $9,000 in debt to do a coding boot camp a few years back, and when I realized that I was working full time at the time, so it was like I was already super busy and stressed out, and then I didn't even, by the time I got halfway through the class, the teacher was kind of a douchebag anyway, didn't really answer my questions. When I had questions, I was like, what's the point of me paying for a class to sit here in person and ask you in-person questions when you say, oh, that's a good question to Google, you fucking piece of shit, you're a teacher. Tell me the answer when I ask it to you in person like a human being, you fucking piece of shit. I've obviously hung up on it. But, by the time, I even got halfway through the class, I realized that, I fucking hated web development, and I was like, I don't want to fucking do this, this sucks. And then... now I have.
That's when you decided to become a very famous podcaster.
Yeah, exactly. And that was it. That was the moment that I said, in about 5-6 years, I'm going to launch a podcast. And then 2 or 3 years after that, we're going to make it to episode 69. And we're going to get 1 million listens. And then Joe Rogan's going to invite us onto his show. And we're gonna.
Joe Rogan's gonna offer to buy us houses to come live near him, so we can be constant guests on the show.
So we can be constant guests on the show and host / co-own his joke shop. What is it? What are those things called? Comedy clubs. Joke shop.
Oh yeah. I'd like to be the manager for his very successful CBD drink.
Ooh, yeah.
His beverage.
Yeah, dude, those are actually really good. I'm not gonna say the name of it because they're not paying us for advertisement yet.
No,
but
they are tasty.
But they are good. They are good. I've had them. Man. But can we fuck the aliens? That's the real question. Are we going to? Do you think we're going to be able to?
Should we? If we can?
You say could we or should we?
Should we? If we could fuck them, should we do it?
I don't know. Probably not. But, I guess it depends, because it would be like we shouldn't fuck animals because they don't have the same brain capacity that we do. They can't really consent, but so if they're super hyper advanced beyond us, like, they probably shouldn't fuck us, because that would be, like, their version of bestiality, right?
Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah, that's totally true.
You know? If cows somehow learned how to talk and were like, hey, we want to fuck you humans and farmers now, and, you know, the farmer would be like, no, this doesn't feel right. That's still... Like, it's cool you can talk now. That's
so
fun.
they're hyper-intelligent cows?
Yeah. Yeah, we're like hyper-intelligent cows, too.
Oh, I thought you meant like the aliens were hyper-intelligent cows. And
oh, no.
They wanted to fuck us.
Maybe they look exactly like cows, though.
Yes.
And just their internal organs are all alien and weird. But that's why they keep abducting cows in popular media and showing that.
Oh, shit.
Because they think, like, oh, look, here are people like us, and they zoom them up on their tractor beam, and then, like, the cows have no idea what the fuck is going on, and then the alien cows are like, how are we supposed to communicate with these guys? And, like, I don't know, we'll just shove this thing in their ass and then send them back, and then...
That would be some kind of shit, huh? If they were, like, abducting cows because they wanted to find out how they were different from the cows.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, how would they... You know, in a galaxy that's increasingly expansive and infinitely possible, then, like, there's got to be a race of aliens out there that looks like one of the species of animals on our planet. Like, what are the chances that it's humans? Probably higher than the chances that it's, like, cows, but, like, there's still a possibility that cows developed on some other planet and weren't subjugated by apes.
Yeah, I like to think they would still just, like, they wouldn't be bipedal or anything. They would just be cows.
They'd look and walk exactly like cows. They just wouldn't be ruminant animals. They'd just have weird... crazy internal organs that we don't understand.
They solved the space travel problem. They found out how to, you know, they got 0-point energy to work or something.
Yeah.
As a, you know, on a planet similar to ours, but it was just cows.
It was cow
ended
planet.
Up being the apex predator. But they're, you know, it's not like Planet of the Apes. They're not like walking and talking like humans. They're just still cows.
Yeah, they're just cows. But they have some sort of weird alien language. And, like, maybe there might be some sort of visual difference. No, there'd be no visual differences.
No, they would just be cows, and they would moo.
Yeah.
But our cows couldn't understand them because it's it's a whole new language.
It's a whole moo language. But, damn. Damn, I'm good. All right. I think we covered a lot of important big questions on this episode.
Yeah, any closing thoughts? Anything?
I don't know. No, not really. Check out my Instagram and shit. I put up a reel of my Warhammer painting that is absolutely exploding right now. It's crazy how popular it is.
Nice.
Like, yeah, this isn't like an impressive number, but it's like approaching 2,000 views right now. So it's, you know, nothing to like big influential people who have like 10,000 followers and they're like, "Oh, 10,000 people, they don't even know who I am." Like, but like that's big for me. I don't even have a professional account. I just have like just a personal account. It's just my own personal account. Probably.
I mean, at least you put effort into yours. I mean, some people just take like a picture of them smiling at the beach and they get 1 million views.
Yeah, but those are like hot chicks. So
yeah, usually
I can't. I'm not a hot
or
girl.
Sport stars. I know Messi. Is it Messi? He's like the #1 male influencer. Like all the #1 male influencers on Instagram are all pro athletes.
That's it. I need to get a 6-pack, dude. Once I get a 6-pack and braces, I'll be the top of the food chain of influencers.
Elliot, I said sports athletes, not dude with braces.
Oh. Well, I mean, after the braces, once I fix my teeth, and then I get a 6-pack, I can do, and then...
Well, yeah, these guys all have 6-packs, but they're also, I think you're missing the important part, is that they are professional athletes in a sport.
I don't think that's important. I
mean, okay, so you don't want to be that tier. You just want to be the hot model tier.
Yeah.
Instagram influencer.
Yeah, I want to be the guy who inspired the Giga Chad. You know what I mean? I want to be that
Oh,
guy.
yeah, him.
I don't know who he is. I don't even know if he's a real person.
Apparently, he hates those memes
a
lot.
Probably. Now
Yeah.
I feel bad.
I mean, I think you would too if you maybe he'll come around to it, the advice animals of days gone by, people who all really leaned into it.
Yeah. What are they doing? How are they? What's overly obsessive girlfriend up to these days?
Yeah, it's weird to think about that they are as far back now as back then. It was I think it's stuff I saw on Tosh.0 where he had the web redemption thing. He brought in the dude that was shoving a remote up his ass because his brother canceled his World of Warcraft account. And I remember that episode specifically because he went on there. He's like, yeah, I was just acting the whole time. I was just, it was for a bit. I can kind of believe that, but I can also believe the rage being real too.
I'm sure that he was just trying to save face to Daniel Tosh.
But yeah, they're as old now as they were back, as they are now to us, as the advice as overly attached girlfriend. And there was that one dude that was a jogger.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that was a weird time in the internet.
Mm-hmm. Bad Luck Brian and Scumbag Steve.
Oh yeah, Scumbag Steve. And then they had his friend who was the opposite. It was Goofus and Gallant.
Yeah.
Basically, Goofus and Gallant.
Mm-hmm.
From whatever, that magazine.
Yeah. Was that
Highlights?
Life Kids or something?
Highlights.
Oh, Highlights. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically that.
Yeah.
History just repeats itself.
Yeah, over and over. It's the same things. And that's okay, I think. I think it's okay. It really bothered me for a while that nothing was original and everything has been done and it's all just fucking stupid and pointless and nothing is real, but I think I'm starting to accept that's okay. It's okay that everything just happens over and over and over again, and eventually you just
will probably continue to do so.
Yeah.
Until there's nothing left.
Until there's nothing left. We're just spinning on a wheel that will maybe burn out one day, but with that wheel burning out, that starts the spinning of another wheel, and it all just starts all over again.
It's why we need aliens, because that would shake things up a bit.
It would shake things up. It would make things different. Break the wheel. And there was some speech from Game of Thrones about breaking the wheel or something. Daenerys got into it. I don't know. I can't remember it now, but anyway, my final thoughts have gone on for 10 minutes, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But do you have any final thoughts that we can drag out another 10 minutes?
Yeah, of course I do. No, I really don't. I think we touched on everything. Go watch Oppenheimer and Barbie, and also Primer. Yeah. And that'll be the Q&A next week.
Yeah.
Is how they're all related.
Yeah, I think I might actually go watch Barbie tomorrow, so we'll see. I'll come back with a full report about...
We'll have a review. We'll have a full review.
Yeah.
Elliot will watch it. I won't, but I will still have criticisms about it.
Yeah.
Until next time, everybody.
Indeed. Take care, everyone.
And I don't care what they say. Boys don't play with dolls. I'm not going to have a retarded gay brother.
Now, if you'll excuse me, the Normandy needs its captain. So,
Report to the ship as soon as possible. We're paying, okay?